All right, Adam and I are here after practice number, 14, 15? I don't even know what
15,
it is. Is it 15?
second scrimmage.
Second scrimmage. Buffs had a scrimmage today in Folsom, a close scrimmage, but, Mel Tucker was, we didn't have him very long today. I guess we ran out of questions today, but he said he liked the energy, liked the way these guys came out.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Cheverini, and he mentioned twice that Steven Montez was on point today. He mentioned Maurice Bell. Mel Tucker mentioned Maurice Bell. I don't know how they get him on the field this season, but it just sounds like every scrimmage he shows up. We saw it in the spring game. He mentioned some of the other receivers just continue to show up every day. Dimitri Stanley and Laviska Shenault did not participate today, just precautionary reasons. They're sore. I also talked to Nate Landman. He said that they're pretty banged up at this point in camp, but again, it doesn't sound like anything serious there. You got to expect when they've been this physical in practice every day that at this point, you're going to have to start being precautionary with certain guys. Nate Landman mentioned Tariq Luckett again, a guy that we've heard has done well since that move over to defense. So I don't know, he's still pretty raw, but it sounds like he's going to be a player for them at some point. Yeah. And he also mentioned that Josh Allen played next to him as a starting inside linebacker today, said he is really raw, but he's got some potential there. So a couple names that I found interesting that stood out today.
I want to go back to Maurice Bell because he was a guy that you mentioned. Chev mentioned him, Tucker mentioned him, a couple other people we were talking to. Staffers were able to watch. Say, boy, Maurice Bell really killed it today. That's a guy. He's going to be interesting because we saw him in the spring game have a really good game. Tucker mentioned every time they have a scrimmage, he shows up, and Tucker's mentioned this during this camp that he puts a high premium on scrimmages. If a guy like that's going to show up every single time, you got to get him on the field, don't you?
He's one of those guys that looks like he just rolls out of bed and it comes so naturally. He's just gifted. He's obviously lankier, skinnier guy, but great ball skills. And, I think what you need to do is just find a situation for him at times this year. And then when Laviska Shenault goes to the NFL and Tony Brown graduates, maybe next year is his time to really shine. But I think you've got to find some role for him at some point this season.
There's going to be a couple talented receivers that only catch a few passes this year. It's going to be interesting to see who it is. But Tariq Luckett's an interesting one. He seems to just have some natural cornerback skills, and I'm interested to see if he gets in the rotation.
As long as they don't coach him down, right? But he at least more so than DJ Oates.
Yeah.
And, he's at least has a little bit of experience. And Dylan Thomas played a little safety, had never played cornerback. So he at least has a little experience that I think he's leaning on right now. Again, as Pat pointed out the other day, if he's out there second week of the season, that's a little concerning, but you really like what you hear for the future with him.
Yeah. I talked to Mustafa Johnson, who really brought up the physicality, and he said that's just because we are so physical right now, and that's the biggest thing. And he likes the way this defense is coming along, and he's become more veteran-like in his comments. So he gives us things like that. But he likes this defense. He thinks they're coming along. He thought it was a good day for the defense. So you like to hear that. That side of the ball is obviously a question mark. And Nate Landman said they're banged up a little bit, but you like to hear that the defense stepped up a little bit.
And I mentioned that Laviska didn't practice today. Chef said that Vontae, his younger brother, had a couple touchdown catches today. So the Shenault's show continued even without Laviska out there today.
And Maurice Bell obviously had a good day too, so I don't know how good the defense was, but certainly maybe there's some back and forth, and that's what the coaches want to see. But we're getting close to depth chart time. This is where Mel Tucker said he's put a high premium on this scrimmage, and depth chart maybe start coming into shape after this week. It'll be interesting to see when that comes out and what it looks like.
Well, I think it sounds like on Monday, at least the team will know where they stand because they're going to start to create a scout team. And if you're on scout team, you realize where you stand and who's getting first team reps, second team reps. We don't know yet if we're going to have a preseason depth chart that breaks it all down. But the players are going to know starting Monday, I think.
Well, we'll be back on Monday to figure out if we know anything and what we can figure out. But that'll do it for us this weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.